Hey you all, my name is Jamie Riri. I am a full-time adult content creator and also an aspiring tarot reader. And I'm here to not talk about tarot, but to talk about OnlyFans and how to maintain your growth on OnlyFans, how to grow on OnlyFans, and kind of the tips that I've implemented from following other sex workers and seeing the way that they run their business. And I'm going to share those tips with you. So I have other videos on my background with how I got started into sex work, which you can go check that out. But when it comes to my OnlyFans, I'll give you a quick preview of how I got into it. I started my OnlyFans back in May of 2020, and I think I brought in like $50 my first month, and I was fucking elated. I was like, holy shit, okay, I can like bring in some passive income from this. And then I didn't show my face, first of all. I want to say I didn't show my face, and I didn't tell a single soul. I didn't advertise within like my own personal community. So I did start off on Twitter, which I'm gonna have a whole nother video about Twitter in ways that you can advertise for your OnlyFans, because honestly, if you're here to make a quick buck, sex work is not going to be for you. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of consistency, and honestly I think the hardest thing about not only having a subscription based platform is not only gaining the fans, but most importantly keeping them and getting them to turn that rebill on and getting them to want to resub. So that's, I think the biggest point of this video is how to create a good foundation with the people in your community and to kind of grow from there. So I have quite a few videos already on how I got into sex work, but I will say that I started my OnlyFans without showing my face. I didn't tell a single soul what I was doing. So I didn't like advertise within my actual community. And I started it back in May of 2020, and I made like $50 my first month, and I was like fucking elated. I was like, holy shit, okay, like I can do this, I can bring in some passive income. So yeah, I'm going to just kind of go ahead and tell you the tips and like the foundations of creating a solid OnlyFans and rotating your content. When it comes to like advertising and the way that I got fans, I'll probably do a different video on that because it'll be way too long. But just in case you're like researching now, Twitter, Reddit, Discord, Instagram, Tumblr, I think that's the biggest ones. The biggest, obviously, if you've seen my camming video, like camming has been the best way to advertise for my OnlyFans, especially on Chatterbait. You have that high traffic. There's always people rotating in and out of your room. That's honestly the most successful way. I don't know how successful I would have been if I didn't start camming. I think it just would have taken me a lot longer. So that's kind of like the background of that. And then we're going to go ahead and get into tip number 1, which plan and schedule your content. I was not taking OnlyFans very seriously when I first started it. Like I said, it was passive income. And I also still was working like another part-time job while I was also in the process of moving from Kentucky to the West Coast. So scheduling your content, taking the photos ahead of time, investing into maybe some lingerie. I don't really want to like put that out there. Like, you don't have to spend money to be successful with OnlyFans. If you have the undies and the bra that you have at home, I promise you someone's going to fucking love that. So, and also you could just like do like very I don't know, sexy nudes where you're covering up if you don't want to show all the way. I really just want to encourage you to, whatever your content is, just make it 100% you within your boundaries. You're going to align and attract people who are going to be completely okay with that and are going to want to support you anyway. So my advice would to also just be kind of see what other sex workers are doing within their OnlyFans. I mean, if you're not going to invest into like lingerie, I at least like encourage you to follow and subscribe to other content creators that you feel inspired by or you think that you kind of relate to, and then kind of see the way that they run their business and try and catch them when their OnlyFans is on sale. They usually do put it on sale, and that way you can kind of save a few bucks too. So yeah, plan your content and then schedule it out. I always am a month ahead on all of my content, so when it's the end of the month, my next month is already planned with my photos, the free clips and videos that I send to people with their rebill on. There's a video going out every day at 5 p.m. on my OnlyFans. I have my new videos scheduled, or at least ideas of the new videos I want to make for the upcoming month. Even if I don't already have them made, I know like I need to make this video and post it by this time, so that way your old content is still cycling for people who haven't seen it, but then you're also putting out new content for the people who have the rebill on and who have been with you for a few months and they're like kind of wanting, you want to keep them interested, keep that new content coming so they have something to purchase and to continue supporting you. Okay, so tip number 2, I would say the biggest thing, the biggest thing besides making and scheduling your content is being consistent. People want to know that if they're giving to you, that they can trust you, that you are going to deliver. Don't break your trust with the people who are in your community or who are choosing to support you. So stay consistent with posting content, stay consistent with your pricing. I have in my notes in my phone, which obviously like translates to my laptop when I'm working on my computer, but I have all of my captions for every single video. the price it is for my paid OnlyFans. I also have a free OnlyFans, which we'll talk about, and the price that it is for my free OnlyFans. That way, when it comes to that time of the month where I'm starting to schedule content, I know what that caption is, and it's going to be the same as it was last time. And I also know the price. That way, someone didn't purchase it for $3 more, $3 cheaper, and now they're wondering why it's more or less. You don't want to get into those conversations. It can just get messy, and it breaks trust. All right, tip number 3. This isn't something that I think is very important once you first start in OnlyFans, but once you start growing and you're kind of like, okay, there's quite a few people that are starting to sub. I'm getting quite a bit of engagement on my social media accounts. I chose to go ahead and create another OnlyFans, a free one, where I just post teasers every other day. No nudes, so they're basically just lewds of me, sexy pics of me in my lingerie. It's so funny because like I only have about 160 people on my paid OnlyFans right now, and I have about 1,700 on my free OnlyFans. I make 5 times more, 4 to 5 times more on my paid OnlyFans, even though I have like, I don't know, like literally 1,500 less subscribers than I do on my free OnlyFans. I really don't bring in that much money on my free OnlyFans. Some months I have, I'll break like a couple $100, which is pretty cool. I'm like, okay, that's some just cool extra money to go into the savings. But you know, I break over $1,000 for sure on my free one. And I think it just goes to say a lot about like the quality of the fans that you're attracting. That's why I really say stay true to you, keep your boundaries. It may be like a slower growth, but you'll have more genuine engagement with the people who are choosing to support you. And also they'll want to support you because they respect you. But when it comes to my free OnlyFans, it does have its perks, even though it's not bringing in as much income as I would like. Like, I still post a picture every other day. I don't put too much energy into it, but I will 100% jack up my prices on there. If they're not paying for a subscription price, then they're going to be paying at least double the amount of the cost of the videos on my paid one. So let's say I have a video on my paid OnlyFans that is $10 and it's like 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute video. When I go and post that on my free OnlyFans, I'm making that thing $20. They're at least going to pay at least double the amount. And it also puts more initiative to push them towards my paid OnlyFans. I don't really care if people complain about the prices on there. I always tell them, like, if you don't like the prices, they're literally half the amount on my paid one. And sometimes that works, and sometimes, you know, those people were never going to choose to support me. They just wanted to complain about how they can't afford me. So don't let those type of comments get to you. And also, there are people who will pay the $20 for that 10-minute video because they don't really want the commitment of a subscription price. It's also a great way for me to verify age. If someone's reaching out on my social media and they're wanting to purchase my Snapchat or do a private like Skype show with me, I can always say, hey, like, okay, that's totally fine, but you have to verify your age. They, you know, do you have an OnlyFans account? They can go onto that free OnlyFans and communicate with me that it is them. And they could even pay through that way, or of course they can send through Cash App, which I'll do another video on that. But if you're doing anything that's going to be outside of OnlyFans or like Snapchat or Skype, please make sure that you are age verifying. Just please make sure you always age verify. If you're not going through a website that already does the verification for you, please make sure that you are age verifying always, 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 always. And if someone's not willing to do it in a way that is easy and comfortable and you know for sure is going to, you know, that person's not going to be underage, then do not choose to continue to do business with them. I don't know what tip we're on. I think it's 3. I don't know. I lost count. So the next one is listen to video requests or suggestions. People are going to message you. Do you have any videos of you doing this? Do you have any videos of you doing that? Oh, I wish that, you know, you could post more feet pics. So I think it's important, especially if they are spending money on you, to listen to that feedback and I think totally cater to it. I love the journey of, honestly, just my sexuality that I've learned about myself through sex work, because I have been introduced to things that I didn't ever think that I would be interested in. And even if I'm not too interested in doing that with a partner, it's always kind of fun to do it with, you know, someone who's willing to like pay for your time and your services. So I always enjoy that. I'm also just like enjoy giving and making people feel good. So if I can like feed into their fantasy, it really like, I enjoy that. Let's see. So yeah, and it's also a nice way for you to get to know your audience and kind of get to know them individually and what they're into. Okay, so tip number 4, I don't really do this, but I'm going to tell you all it. A lot of content creators that I have subscribed to, they do a lot of bundle deals with either pics or just videos, especially around the holidays. If you have like old holiday content, you can bundle those together and then resell it. I don't have that much content. I mean, I do. I have enough content at least to post like a different video every day of the month and maybe a little into the next month, but not enough to be like bundling things together yet. I'll for sure get to a point where, especially a lot of my old videos from when I started back to 2020, like I 100% still sell those. I don't sell them for very much because the quality is different. You know, my sexuality then was different, and the quality and the way that the toys that I use now were different. So yeah, like I kind of, on my paid ones, those may be like $5 to $3 videos just because they're 2 years old. I don't really like align with them. Some of them are kind of cringy. If they're cringing you out, don't sell it. You can still sell it, but I like to be proud of my work. If I'm not very proud of that work, I'm deleting it. I'll take the L and I'll take the time to just make a new video, or even do that same video again and make it like a better quality and I don't know, just not so cringy. You're going to go through almost like a whole like reflection era when you start getting into sex work and you kind of like look back on your work. I recently just went back to the beginning of my OnlyFans and deleted a lot of content, like hundreds of photos, and you can only delete so much content a day on OnlyFans. They'll cap you, but you really start to learn. It's like a good reflection because you're like, I will never take a photo at that angle, or like, why are my feet so dirty in this photo? Sometimes it just happens. Don't beat yourself up over it. And honestly, fucking guys are into that. I shouldn't just say that it's just men, but most of the people who are subscribed to me, I can tell you like 95% of them are men. It's okay. Your past self was doing the best that they could at the time with the knowledge that they had. So just allow yourself grace and just be like, lesson learned. I will not do that again. Okay, and this is the last tip number 5. So I have gone through, one thing about OnlyFans, running your own business, I think it's important to switch things up. Be attentive on what people are liking and really engaging into and what people really aren't, and don't be afraid to mix things up, because if something's not working for you and the way that your structure is, or the way that you're running things isn't bringing in the income or the engagement that you want, don't be afraid to mix things up, to try it. You never know what people will like, or you'd be surprised on like something that you post and you're just like, wow, I had no idea that people would be into that, or even want to see that type of content from me. So I think that's really important. And the reason I say that is because for a long time I kept seeing models always have their OnlyFans on sale. Always on sale. It was $3. They would have like a $10 to $25 subscription price, and their OnlyFans was always on sale, which at first I didn't really like doing. I wanted that $10 subscription price to be coming into me because OnlyFans takes 20%. So, but one thing that I learned, and recently I started to put it on sale at the beginning of the month and then kind of let it go, and then by the end of the month it was back on to $10, and then at the beginning of the month it'd be on sale again. But just recently I kept my OnlyFans on sale the whole month for at least like 2 months. I think I kept it $3 to $5. Sometimes I'd do it for new and expired subscribers. Sometimes it's just new ones. And I have way more of a steady subscription, like people coming in. And what that does is it keeps your, I don't really care about the percentage when people say like, oh, I'm top like 0.03%. I don't really care too much about that. But I do think that that's why models have their OnlyFans on sale so much, because when you have that constant income rolling in, it affects that number quite a bit. Like the past 2 months, I think I'm at like a 6.6%. That's the lowest that I've ever been, and I've been there at a steady point for the past 2 months, and I'm really happy with that. I don't really use that number to determine like my worth or my quality of my OnlyFans, but I do like to determine it of when I'm getting like a pretty consistent flow of income coming in. So that's just something to consider. You don't have to do it right away. There is like a weird thing of where like, you know, even though your OnlyFans is $10 and you get, let's say 10 subscribers come in, you know, that's a good amount of subscribers, but it does make a big difference when you drop it down to like, let's say $3, and then, you know, the $50 subscriptions that I had available for that $3 sale like sold out very quickly. I mean, that kind of starts to, you know, trump, you know, those 10 subscribers that paid that $10, because then I can do it again, and then the same thing happens. So find that balance within like your own business and, you know, the way that you want to run things. It's just something to think about. There's also a lot of models who have a higher subscription price, but then their pay-per-views are a lot cheaper, and so that kind of keeps the income coming in. So play up with it. Don't be afraid to change things up. Don't be afraid to rebrand yourself, to restart, to like almost cleanse old stuff away, add new stuff back. The beautiful thing about sex work, and not only about sex work, but just about OnlyFans in general, is that this is your business. You can run it however you like, within your boundaries, within the things that you align with, and you're going to be successful because of that. That's just my opinion. I think that if you're truly, genuinely being you, aligning with you and what you want to come towards you, there's a pretty high chance that you'll get it, especially if you believe that you will. So I think that's it. Oh yeah, always get payment first. We don't need to do a separate tip on that. Always get payment first. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they say they'll pay you double. I don't care if they say once they get it, they'll send you extra. I don't care what they say. Always get payment first. And if they're giving you the runaround, just like nip that shit in the bud. I had someone do that to me last night. He said that he was going to pay for an hour Skype show. I quoted him, I think like $400 for the stuff that he was wanting me to do within the hour. And you just kept giving me the runaround in email. And I was like, yo, I'm working right now and I'm camming, so I've answered enough of your questions. I am going to send you my Cash App. Once I receive payment, we can move forward. Otherwise, I'm not going to respond anymore to you. So people fuck you with you like that. Don't let them fuck with you like that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful. Leave a thumbs up, or any questions that you have down in the comments below, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. I also do 18+ content with tarot readings if you want to kind of keep up with any specific people that are in your life that you're curious on how they're feeling about you in a more sexual way. You can go check out those videos as well. I hope you have a good day. Bye.